Good day. This video is going to cover the concept of master classroom. And a master classroom, in brief, is just like a master filing cabinet drawer that contains everything you want to use for this year's Google Classroom and future years' Google Classroom. Now, the reason you might want to have a master classroom is, well, there's several reasons. One is you are looking forward to setting things up and creating everything for the next school year, and you would like to build your Google Classroom for the next school year, but you don't want to have to assign all the students yourself. There is the plan to have all students rostered to their teachers' Google Classrooms. And that will be awesome because that process will automatically update every single evening. But you can't take advantage of that if you've created your Google Classroom in, say, July. The rostered Google Classrooms will begin around that first week of August. Obviously, that's when rosters start to become available, and we can't do it before that. So you might want to begin by putting everything you want to create, all your materials, your links, your directions, all the nuts and bolts here into a master classroom. By doing that, those things are available to you to just reuse in your actual classroom, in the one that's created for you by the district. And thus you're getting both the benefit of the rostered classrooms and the benefit of having everything ready ahead of time. Another reason is you're going to be teaching for many years. And so a master classroom can serve as sort of a receptacle for all great things that you've seen, so you don't have to shop around for them. As you know, when you are a co-teacher in another classroom, for example, I'm a co-teacher in several classrooms actually, you still have access to all of the assignments you and those teachers shared in those previous classrooms. Well, that's great. That's amazing. But check this out. I am going to go down to my archive classes, and you'll see that there are so many for me to have to go back through and remember where something was and who created it. And as I get older, my memory is just not that great. So perhaps if I saved things in my master classroom, if I went in and created a master classroom and then save things in there, I will know what I've already pre-vetted, what was successful. Same thing goes for assignments that flop. You know, there are assignments that I think are going to be fantastic and they flop. I can remove them from my master classroom, but I know anything in here is something that I've pre-vetted and approved, and I've already done the deep thinking on it. And then the third thing would be at any point during the year, say it's January and I have a little bit of time, I can go back in and clean things up. Perhaps I assign something from my master classroom into my rostered classroom that the district created, and then it just needed to be tweaked before I use it again. I could always do that right now, currently in the master classroom, and thereafter in the school year 22-23 or the school year 29-30, that assignment is ready for me, and I again don't have to remember what didn't go wrong, what didn't go correctly the first time. So there's several good reasons. If what I'm saying to you is confusing, stay tuned. I'm going to walk through exactly what I did to make a master classroom and what I will do to share things to my district rostered classroom. Then you can rewatch this video and the beginning will make even more sense. All right, so to start a master classroom, all I did was go to the plus sign and click on Create Class. I created a class. I called it Master Classroom, and I chose all uppercase just to make sure it kind of stands out. I also included a subheading, and to do that, I just went into the area called Section and put Not for Students. And that, again, reminds me that my Master Classroom concept is that this is not going to be a classroom from which I actually assign directly to students, and I just wanted to kind of stand out. These three sections are not required, but the information does show up for me, so if there's anything else I wanted to put in there, I could. Perhaps I want to have a master classroom for one topic and a different master classroom for another. It's up to you. It's all just here to serve you. Anyway, let me cancel that, and I have one master classroom for my elementary teaching experience. I tap on it, it opens up, it's mine. Again, I'm going to go back here. There are no students, no co-teachers. This is my master classroom. I'll be the only person ever looking at anything in here. On the stream page, that home page, I actually don't even post announcements right now. I certainly could. If I post announcements in here, again, they're not going to anybody. If I do post announcements in here, they might be things that messages I craft for the beginning of the year so that I welcome my students. We can share norms for our experience inside the Google Classroom, share norms for our Google Meets. There might be a whole bunch of announcements I want to pre-write and store in here, but in a master classroom, I cannot reuse announcements. Announcements aren't really intended to be reused. I can enter announcements here, compose them. I'm happy with this. I want this to be in my regular, normal classroom, but to use this, I would just simply need to come in and copy and then paste it into my classroom. It doesn't really have a reuse button like you're about to see for all the classwork. So I don't necessarily recommend putting anything in the stream unless, unless that's where you want to kind of wrap your head around the first few days of setting up norms and directions. Like I said, it's not impossible. You just copy and paste it. But today our lesson is really about classwork, about getting the work ready for your students. And so this classwork page, I've already begun working on. I haven't done a lot of work, but I've done some. And I'm happy with a few things. First, I'm happy that I created topics. These topics help me, just me, because I have no students in here, help me keep track of all the work that I'm going to be storing in here. So I have a section for each of the main sections that I'll be teaching throughout the year. I can always add more. And to create a topic, I just click on Create Topic. Oops, I'll do that again, Create Topic. And whatever new item I need to put in there, I'm going to put in something about art because we don't have a section for art, and perhaps we will be teaching a little bit of fine art since we won't have picture person. Or we might be assigning a few projects just for art appreciation on my own. I don't know. But I've got a new section here, and all I have to do is tap Add, and that has now been added as a topic. Here it is here. Here it is here. If I want to move it, I can simply drag it in. So I'm going to drag this down a little bit lower and drop it there, and now there it is. So these topics help keep me organized. We'll talk about attendance at another time. That's not really what today's training is about. Mainly today's training is about storing things in here. Now, I can start creating at this point. I can just go into Create Assignment and create an assignment that I want to share with my students. We have videos about what each of these assignment types are and good ideas for different kinds of work you can put in them. I think I'm going to start, though, by reusing things that I've used in the past that I really, really like. Pardon me. So, tap on Reuse Post, and it will open up a list of either assignments, if I'm already inside somebody's Google Classroom, or if I tap this little arrow, it'll call up all the Google Classrooms that I've ever been a part of. So I can open them and look and see what's in there and see if there's anything I remember that I really enjoyed teaching or the kids really responded well to. I've got a lot, obviously, so you will not have this problem. But if I go into, for example, let's go to that one, see if there's anything there. What are 3 ways to keep social distance? Make a list. It is a question assignment. I know it is because I recognize this icon, and I may want to use that. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to make sure that that is still checked. That's the default, so make sure that that's still checked, and then reuse. And now this assignment is going to be in my master classroom. The reuse assignment function opens up the assignment itself, I may want to add more information to this. I may want to attach something, but this is basically the assignment. What it doesn't provide you is it does not give you the due date, and if there was a due time. Of course, that wouldn't be there either. But it does provide you with a topic if it was inside a topic in the original Google Classroom. And so I usually choose one of my topic areas. Otherwise, it'll create a new topic area. At this point, I'm going to say no topic and leave it like that. It was worth 4 points because this is an elementary and we're going to score it on a rubric. I really don't have to do anything to it. I just want to make sure that I know where it's going to be so I can find it. And on this particular kind of assignment, I don't want kids responding to it. Yep, that was good. That's fine. I can always change it. I haven't really assigned it to anybody. I'm just storing it in my master classroom anyway. I'm going to do that again. Again, I'm just looking for old assignments. List of Latin roots. Yep, I actually really do enjoy adding materials to my Google Classroom that my kids can reference, and so I may use this at some point, and so I'm going to take this list of Latin roots and add it to my master classroom so I know where to find it really quickly and I don't have to pan through that list of other classrooms that it might have originally been stored in. All right, and again, no topic. I'm just going to post because again, it's just going to land here in my master classroom. Now, Latin roots, that would go under grammar and vocabulary. Let's see if I can, I'm dragging and dropping it into an area for my organization. So there we go. And back up here, these are things that are not in a topic area. 3 ways of social distance. I don't know where to put that. Commonly confused words. I'm going to put that again in the grammar and vocabulary. And you can see I've spent a little bit of time grabbing things from other classrooms right here. Now, when I'm going to leave these things up here for right now. When I am ready to make a new assignment for next year, and I still am not putting it in my rostered Google Classroom, I'm just going to put it here in my master classroom. I can go up here and tap on assignment and just make a fresh new assignment. I can attach something and I can do everything that I learned about in the videos about making different kinds of assignments and then assign it. And it will sit here waiting in my master classroom until I'm ready to use it in my rostered classroom. Okay, so now it is sometime in the first week of August. I've received my rostered classroom. We're going to pretend that says 30 instead of 0 because they're not going to roster a classroom for me. But it will look basically like this. It'll just be your last name and have your students already in there. And I am ready now to take some things from here and put them in here. All I have to do is pull them in from this classroom under classwork, reuse post, and I can go into my master classroom here where I've stored everything and pull out whatever I want to and need to use. There may be some things I want to use later, of course, and there are things I want to use right away. And so my job is to do exactly what we did before. I'm going to go ahead and pull out that PE log because they do need to report their PE time. And so I'll go ahead and pull that into my James rostered classroom. I'm going to read over the title. I think because I'm using it for the first week, I'm going to call it week 1. And it's giving them directions how to use it. That's good because it's the first week of school. The log itself is attached right here. And let's see here, this is directions. They may or may not want to look at that. I actually read these and I've decided no. I will talk to my students about how to do this too. So right now their points are, it's P. Give them, what are we doing? There we go. And I want to put it in a topic that works for my James classroom. I didn't create any for my James classroom yet. So I'm going to create PE, and I'm going to try and keep them separated since they're going to be turning in logs here. I'm going to call it PE try 1. The due date will be the end of the week. So if I am assigning this to my students for this week, the 10th through the 14th, I'm going to assign it due on the 14th, and I can assign it to be due at 4 p.m. so that they are done with their assignment by 4 o'clock, end of school day on Friday. This is going into this classroom. All my students, I'm done. And so really all I had to do was go in and double check the day and time and the topic. There's my new topic. There is PE log week 1. If I want to, I can go ahead and put in the PE log for weeks 2 and 3 since I'm here. So I can use that same exact post, PE log, reuse, remove this. It's going into PE try 1. Due date this time, instead of the 14th of August, it'll be due on the 21st of August, again at 4 o'clock. And I'm just going to change the 4 points and post. Now, I don't need them to see this right away, so actually instead of posting it right now, I'm going to go ahead and just schedule it so that they don't see that until the 17th. There we go. All right. And just that easy. I've got 2 weeks worth of PE logs loaded here. They came from my master classroom, assignments that had already been created, directions that had already been typed, attachments that had already been posted, and now I can move on and fill out the other areas of my curriculum. I hope this concept is clear, but please give us a call if you need any help.